Beat the Game Errungenschaft freigeschaltet. Also, habe ich das jetzt einmal durch und jetzt fängt es von vorne an, oder wie? Warte mal.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Ja, keine Ahnung,
Stanley
schrecklich.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Ja,
Perhaps
mach
he had
doch.
simply missed a memo.
Genau, denn wir gehen links rum. Doch, genau, wir gehen diesmal links rum. Pass auf.
When Stanley came to a
Ja.
set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Furchtbar, ne? Wie der Typ spurt.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Genau, und wir
Feeling
können
a
auch nur
wave
hier
of
rum.
Disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Genau, die andere
Hoping he'd coming to a staircase,
Kombinationsmöglichkeit
Stanley
ist, hier
walked
runter
upstairs
zu
to
gehen.
his office.
Ja. Ich weiß. Aber das ist eben die andere
But
Möglichkeit.
Stanley just couldn't do it.
Richtig.
He considered the possibility
Ja.
of facing his boss,
Stimmt.
admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Jetzt
He
geht's
might
hier
be
los
fired
wieder.
for that.
Die
And in such a competitive economy,
Klapse.
why had he
Ja,
taken
genau.
that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
Ha!
All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment
Okay.
for no reason at all.
Ich glaube, wir
None of it
haben
made any
tatsächlich die
logical
meisten
sense.
Kombinationen
And as
durch.
Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange
Ja.
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Okay, ich labere da jetzt einfach mal drüber, weil wir das schon mal gehört haben. Ich gehe ein bisschen näher ans Mikro ran und labere etwas lauter drüber, dass es keinen so großen Konflikt später in der Sturmspur, wollte ich schon sagen, in der Tonspur gibt. Genau, ich glaube tatsächlich, dass wir die Kombination innerhalb dieses Spielstandes durchhaben. Ich weiß nicht, wenn ich einen neuen Spielstand mache, ob es dann nochmal andere Kombinationen gibt. Es könnte auch einfach sein, dass wir bereits hier alles gesehen haben. Nach einer Stunde, ich weiß es nicht, keine Ahnung. Es gibt ja Leute, die haben deutlich länger gespielt, also es gibt wahrscheinlich noch irgendwas zu sehen. Vielleicht, wenn man mit der anderen Tür anfängt, beziehungsweise an dem Punkt, wo es diese 5 Türen gab, in diesem Raum, ne, wo man ganz, ganz viele Entscheidungen treffen konnte. Da haben wir uns natürlich nur für eine entschieden. Und da hätten wir vermutlich noch viel, viel mehr machen können. Und das könnte man sich tatsächlich auch nochmal angucken. Okay, jetzt sehe ich nichts mehr. Also das wäre tatsächlich eine Idee, dass man nochmal an den Punkt hingeht mit den 5 Türen und dann da nochmal andere Entscheidungen trifft. Beat the Game haben wir natürlich. Aber wir müssten noch sterben. Und wir können nur auf den Typen hören. Ich meine, wir haben jetzt eigentlich fast immer was anderes gemacht.
And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Das Interessante an dem Spiel ist ja eigentlich das, dass man irgendwann gar nicht mehr weiß, wo man ist und was jetzt wahr ist, was nicht, wen man glauben kann oder was man da glauben kann. Also man ist irgendwann endverwirrt.
That this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Kann ich das nicht ein
How else would the
bisschen
voice explain all
beschleunigen?
that? This voice was a part of himself too.
Yes.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently and he invited himself to wake up. He
Genau,
felt
jetzt
the
kommt die
cool
Stelle
weight
wieder.
of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a
Was
world
kommt als
outside
nächstes?
this one.
Ach, der Neustart, ja, genau.
Let me wake up, he thought to himself.
Und dann bin ich zum Boss
I'm
gegangen.
through with this dream.
Kann das
I
sein?
wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my
Der Sprecher hat
life
übrigens
exactly
eine
the
sehr
way it's
angenehme
always
Stimme,
been.
also dem könnte man echt
My
Stunden
life
zuhören.
is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Ist okay, so. Oh Gott. Oh mein Gott. Okay. So.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss, I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real.
Und jetzt crasht.
I must be real. I must be
Mal wieder.
But hear my voice. Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Genau. Und dann
This is the story
fängt
of a
alles
woman
wieder
named
von vorne
Mariella.
an. Januar, Februar. Ja.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Und dann lädt das Spiel wieder ins Büro. Genau, das kennen wir. Guten Tag.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yep.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ja, die Frage ist... Moment mal, wann haben wir alle Türen aufgekriegt? Wir sind nach rechts.
Stanley came to a set of two open. This was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Das
and
stimmt.
Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Oh ja.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ja, genau, aber da kommen wir nur in eine Richtung
Stanley felt
raus.
lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach.
Und
But
dann hat er
eager to
gesagt,
get back
die
to business,
links.
Stanley took the first
Und bei
open
einem der
door on his
ersten
left.
Mal gingen alle Türen auf. Das heißt, ich bin hier rumgegangen. Mit ziemlich großer
Stanley was so bad
Wahrscheinlichkeit.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Genau.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten
Ist
off
das
on
der
the
Weg,
wrong
um alle
foot
Türen
here.
aufzukriegen?
I'm not your enemy.
Ich weiß es
really,
nicht.
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for
Geht's um
me,
die Frau, oder?
I'm asking for her.
Ja,
This is it,
Mist.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem
Die
yourself.
Frau war
to put your
weit
work
danach,
aside,
oder?
to let her back into your life.
Ja, ja.
She's been waiting. That's her, Stan.
Die Frau war danach. Die war danach. Wie habe ich die Türen aufgekriegt? Oh Gott.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Jetzt ist doof, dass ich das nicht überspringen kann. Okay, wie bin ich da
All right,
hingegangen?
now, I want you to come in
Ich
and
bin
tell me
rechts
all
rum.
about...
Oder bin ich da ein bisschen... Ja,
Gotcha.
lustig.
Oh, come on.
Kann
Did you
das-
actually think you had a loving wife?
Ja, jetzt wart mal
They
ab
want to
hier.
commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come
I'm
inside.
trying to explain
Let me show you what's
something to
really going on
my
here.
community, huh? Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Yes. Ja, doof.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands
Okay, dass
nothing
man
of
das nicht
him.
überspringen
And
kann,
every
ist ein
button that he
bisschen
pushes
nervig.
is a reminder of
So
the
ein bisschen.
inconsequential nature of his existence.
Ja.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Ach, ich baue hier meinen
Now he's
Arbeitsplatz auf.
pushing a button.
Nee.
Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Jetzt pass mal auf. Wir drücken jetzt einfach mal vorher nichts und gucken, was passiert. Und wenn er sagt nicht drücken, dann können wir auch mal nicht drücken. Dann haben wir nämlich hier schon wieder was anderes gemacht. Dann sehen wir nämlich doch nochmal was anderes. Dann muss ich mal gucken, wie ich zu diesen 5 Türen gekommen bin. Okay, hier
But in
passiert
his
nichts anderes.
mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen
Die
to
5
him.
Türen waren am Anfang. Ich glaube, auch das muss
And
ich
so he
drücken.
began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Auch da muss ich noch drücken.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either.
Genau.
At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Auch das drücken
As
wir
he
noch.
wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Ein Spiel mit einem Baby?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so
Spiel
in his
mit einem
head he
Baby?
relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Genau. Aber hallo.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Auch das muss ich noch drücken.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Oh, okay, alright. Schöne Mischung zwischen ja, bitte drücke K, um morgen früh bei der Arbeit zu sein. Nö. Aber vermutlich werde ich es gleich drücken, weil ansonsten nichts passiert. Und das ist auch keine Lösung. Ich kann mich mal kurz umgucken und es wird nichts bringen. Deshalb drücke ich eben doch K.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Auch der
I
Sprecher ist
suppose I can't.
wohl
Not in the way I
machtlos.
want
Also
him
wir
to.
beide sind
I don't make
machtlos.
the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose.
Aber ich
The
bin ja
same as Stanley.
rausgekommen.
We're not so different, I suppose.
Ich
I'll
glaube, das war
try
eine
once more to
Simulation.
convey this to him. I'm
Simulierte Welt.
compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
So, jetzt ist der Typ abgeschmiert. Deshalb wird jetzt, glaube ich, geladen. Ja,